Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, my name is Wamboyo Karaoke and today I have a guest. This is the famous Dos Karaoke. Today he's our guest. Welcome to my show.
Thank you very much.
This is my YouTube. I call it my show as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for accepting to be on my YouTube. So the other day, I asked a question on my Facebook and asked the same question on my Instagram. I was actually focusing on people who ride on Boda Bodas as pillions. And I asked them if they're wearing helmets at this time of Corona. And everybody responded saying, some have stopped riding on Boda Boda because they don't want to wear those helmets. Others have said, I'm still riding on a Boda Boda, but I'm not wearing a helmet. I'm afraid of the hygiene, and especially at this time of Corona. And others actually said they're considering buying their own helmets because it's a highly risky time. So this means that we are now even more exposed to more people not wearing a corona.
A helmet.
This means that we are exposed to more people not wearing helmets when they ride. If all of you have been following me on my Instagram and Facebook, I have been advocating for safe helmets and accessible and affordable helmets in Kenya. I'm actually turning this into a full-time campaign, and so you will hear more of helmet conversations on this channel. So today, our very own Dos Karaoke had his own experience having to ride on a Boda Boda here in Nicaragua, and he did not have his helmet. His helmet is already shipped. It's somewhere lying in a container in a port. Now, before we even have this conversation beyond, I want to hear it from a first-hand user of a Boda Boda here in Nicaragua, having to wear a helmet given by the rider and how he felt about it, because this is during the Corona time. So Dos, welcome. I'm going to ask you questions about your experience on that day. First, I remember when you saw the motorcycle and they said, we both cannot fit in the car. You were like, what? And of course, they chose the woman
to go in the car.
Yes.
And me to take the Boda Boda.
And you to take the Boda Boda, which is understandable. I guess all men will be more considerate to a woman. Maybe if it was the other way around, maybe it would have happened the other way around. I don't know. Yeah. So Dos, first question to you. What went through your mind when the gentleman asked you to take the helmet because you're going to ride on the motorcycle?
First of all, I'm a bad pillion. I don't like being a pillion at any one point. Second of all, the helmet. It wasn't the cleanest helmet, and it didn't have a visor, and it looked like those really, really used helmets. It was so crazy. I was like, okay. But I put it with my mask on. So, like I think helmets, because of contamination, it's easy to get corona also. So that was my biggest worry.
I remember when the guy said, you're taking the Boda Boda, I quickly told him, please don't wear the helmet.
Yeah.
But if you guys don't know, in Nicaragua, everybody on a motorcycle must wear a helmet. There is no way out. So, as much as I was telling Dos, don't wear that helmet, we knew it is illegal. Like, the rider would not start his bike with that, and everybody complies here.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, why do you think it didn't have the visor? Do you think it's a corona precaution, or do you think it's just an old helmet that didn't have a visor? The visor broke kitambo.
It's an old helmet. The visor broke kitambo. Then to make it even more funnier, it was the helmet of the guy who was riding. It had like cell tape and duct tape just holding that helmet together. It was really, really bad.
Oh God, yes. So there was even more than just the concerns of the corona. You had more concerns about the kind of helmet the rider was wearing.
Yeah.
As much as you had a concern about the helmet he gave to you.
Yes.
Did you feel like you were exposed to corona by just wearing that helmet?
In a way, like, just if I didn't have my face mask and stuff, that would have really gone through my mind.
How do you think the face mask helped you? Having the face mask inside your helmet, how do you think it helped?
When people put on helmets, because helmets are like underwears, you shouldn't like really share because you're sweating a lot, and there are moments where your lips touch when you're putting on the helmet, or it touches your eyes. So I think those are the places, like if it's a worn out helmet and people have just been putting on, and someone has been exposed to corona, puts it on, then gives to another person, then definitely one of those people is going to get corona. So a face mask is really nice just to protect your face.
Yeah, I like the fact that you explained how the contact between the body and the helmet is from the lips, the skin, the sweat, and everything. So I think also a balaclava would really be necessary.
Yeah, especially for people who take Boda Bodas all the time.
Yeah. So finally, what are your thoughts on helmet hygiene and Rona? Yeah, like the hygiene that is required to keep the helmets clean. If this guy told you that I have sprayed it or cleaned it with a sanitizer, would you have felt more comfortable?
Yes, but also the state of the helmet. I think Boda Bodas should be either given the disposable, what do you call it, balaclavas before you put on the helmet. And if you did put on a helmet, then you can buy your own helmet and ride with it on a Boda Boda, which is a lot safer. And also I think just if you're on a Boda Boda rider, just taking care of the helmet, just general cleanliness. Because there are some Boda Bodas you go to and you look at the helmet and it's so dirty, it's so icky, but you have to put on the helmet.
Yeah, that's definitely a concern. I can imagine for those who never wash their inner lining, the sight of that, even if probably it is not exposed to anyone with Rona, the sight of a dirty inner lining is yicky.
Yeah, because you're constantly like sweating, your head, your hair, and all that gets onto the lining.
Yeah. And on that note, if you haven't watched my video on how to clean your inner lining of the helmet, please make sure you do so. I'll put the link up here for you to do that. Yeah. Now that you were a one-time passenger on a Boda Boda, what advice would you give a Boda Boda rider, either a pillion or even the rider on helmet hygiene? Anyway, one thing that you learned from that experience that you can share with other Boda Boda riders.
I think cleanliness and having a good helmet. They are very cheap. They have very cheap helmets, but Boda Bodas are always on the road, so just to take care of the pillions, it's nice to have like proper helmets.
Those talks of cheap helmets, I would like to say that it is important that you know that your cheap helmet is a safe helmet. So make sure you also watch this other video that I did on how to find out if your helmet is fake or genuine and safe enough for your own good safety. Thank you so much, Dos, for being on my YouTube. And thank you for sharing your experience with us. That was amazing. So we'll carry on and talk more about the helmet hygiene and just share a few tips of how you can maintain this hygiene either as a rider or a pillion. Thank you so much for coming back. I hope you enjoyed that short clip of Nicaragua. Yeah, that's part of Nicaragua. That will be the Masaya volcano mountain. So without any information that is guiding us on helmet hygiene and how to take care of ourselves as we ride as commercial riders, let's look at the tips for a rider, a pillion, and the rider himself. So we start with the pillion. So something important to note is that when you go to the WHO website to check for information and guidance on how to protect yourself from corona, there isn't much said about motorcycles, there isn't much said about helmets, and yet we know that motorcycle transport is used in so many countries, and more so the developing countries, and that most of those countries are in Asia and in Africa. Therefore, it being such a large part of our lives, how do we make sure we protect our people? From those lessons, we've learned two things. When you wear your helmet, if you're using the helmet issued to you by the owner of the motorcycle, who is your rider, make sure you keep your mask on. Keep your mask on. If it is the right mask, the 3-ply mask, it's going to protect you from the lining and whatever may be on the lining to you, where probably somebody left their spit, breathed into. So make sure you do that. In addition, have your own balaclava and protect yourself from the rest of the lining of the helmet, because there is obviously contact, is it?
Yeah.
There is obviously body contact between several riders and the inner lining. So a balaclava looks like this. This is the one I have. It also can be used as a neck tube, a neck warmer, and this is all you need to do. So first, wear your mask. Make sure it covers your nose very well and your mouth very well. Don't expose yourself. If you wear glasses, put it under the glasses. A lot of people talk about the steaming that happens when you wear the mask and the glasses. If you put it right correctly on your nose and make it flat here, there will be no steaming on your glasses. Yeah. The next thing, wear your balaclava. This way you're now protected from the entire inner lining of a helmet, should you be wearing a helmet that is shared with many riders. Mostly the inner lining starts from somewhere here.
Yeah.
So the entire from here to here you're open. You don't have anything touching you. So you can pull this front to cover nicely. And then your mouth is covered. I don't have a helmet to put on top. The helmet is already gone. But if I had it, I would have shown you a complete look. Dressed like this, you're more safe on a biker using a shared helmet.
And you can rewash
You can rewash this one. You can rewash this one. So it's a good saving. And this one will cost you at most 300. Is that so? Yeah. Anything from 300 to 1500, depending on the quality you choose. You will get one nice balaclava that you can always use and stay safe all the time. I am so hot in here.
I know.
So the third thing that you can do as a pillion is to buy your own helmet. Remember to check my videos on how to find a good helmet, how to know a fake from a genuine, and even how to know whether those yellow helmets are good or not good, safe or not safe, and even how to clean the inner of your helmet. So having said that, 3 options for a pillion to have a safe ride using a motorcycle and protect yourself from a corona. So now let's talk to the rider himself. So for the rider, there are 2 things. The rider has his own helmet or her own helmet, and then they always carry an extra helmet for the pillion. From statistics available online, it says that most of the riders actually carry an extra helmet for their pillions. The reason from the survey, the little survey I did, why most people are not wearing them now and even before corona is simply because they think they're dirty, they think they're exposed to skin diseases, and now today, in addition to those 2, you're also exposed to corona. So let's see how the rider can protect his pillions from corona. The first thing is keep your helmet clean. And this is where I'm stressing, watch that video on how to clean your inner lining of the helmet. The first impressions always matter. Doe said if the helmet looked more clean, he would probably have felt a little bit more comfortable, right? Yeah, so keep the helmet lining clean. So secondly, there are disposable balaclavas that riders can buy. We understand, and I understand that it's a tough time, but I'm sure they're available at not an expensive price. So riders can buy those ones and issue them to their pillion. So the last one is encourage your passengers and yourself to stay clean, wash your hands, sanitize, and wear the mask at all time. I think something I should ask the riders to do is make sure that everyone who they are carrying on their motorcycles have their mask on. That's the most important. It is impossible to sanitize a helmet from the inside because it's made of cloth and sponge. It's also very uncomfortable to wear a damp helmet on your head. Yeah. I hope those tips are helpful. I hope you share this video with your Boda Boda rider. I hope you share this video with someone who takes a motorcycle for transport as well. And if you know any other tips that are helpful to help keep our riders safe out there, please share them in the comments section down below. And remember to watch those videos that I've talked about. If you've come this far and you've never subscribed to my channel, or you just discovered this channel today, remember to subscribe before you leave. Click the subscription button and the bell right next to it. And until the next video, it is
goodbye
for now. And thank you, Dos.